Bhutan is building something the world has never seen before. A city designed entirely around peace, mindfulness, and sustainability. At a time when most cities are growing more stressful and chaotic, Bhutan is taking the opposite approach. The country known for gross national happiness is creating a mindfulness city, a 1,000 square kilometre urban paradise where well-being comes first. And the most fascinating part? This project is being led by Bhutan's king himself. But what does a city built for mindfulness actually look like? And can it really change the way we think about urban life? Let's find out. Before we take a mindful step into Bhutan's visionary city, make sure to pause, reflect, and subscribe for the latest updates on groundbreaking architecture and mega projects. This city is called Gelephu Mindfulness City, and the idea was presented by King Jigme Khesar Nabgel Wanchuk on Bhutan's 116th National Day in 2023. That day, he laid out a vision for a city that would support the country's economy in a new way that would not only work for Bhutan, but also connect South Asia, Southeast Asia, and China with its own special administrative region. This means it will have its own laws, regulations, and financial system. The main purpose is to create jobs, innovation, and new opportunities while keeping Bhutan's identity intact. But that's just the practical part. The real goal is much bigger. This is more than just about business. He wants to build a mindfulness city where development and economy do not come at the cost of well-being and nature. The entire Gelephu Mindfulness City is designed to be a model for sustainable, balanced living. Instead of tall buildings and endless concrete, there will be low-rise neighborhoods shaped like mandalas, open green spaces, and a hydroelectric dam that also serves as a temple. The idea is to bring urban life to the middle of nowhere and mix it with spirituality and nature. So, how are they going to do that? The city is being built in a way that respects the land it stands on. Most cities expand by cutting down trees, redirecting rivers, and building over everything. Gelephu is doing the opposite. The area has 35 rivers and streams, and instead of forcing them into man-made canals or underground tunnels, the city is shaped around them. The rivers will provide natural irrigation, reduce heat, and maintain the region's biodiversity. Water will not be treated as an obstacle. It will become a defining feature of the city's layout. This approach extends to the neighborhoods, which will not be built in rigid blocks, but in circular patterns inspired by mandalas. Let's imagine what the neighborhood will be like. Each part will have a central gathering space to make sure that no area feels isolated or disconnected. The goal is to create an urban environment where people naturally interact, walk, and engage with their surroundings. Buildings will be constructed using traditional Bhutanese materials like wood, bamboo, and stone to make sure that the city retains its cultural identity while embracing modernity. One of the most unique elements of the design is the concept of inhabitable bridges. They're called inhabitable bridges because they're more than just transportation infrastructure. They will be entire structures that serve essential purposes. For example, some will house educational institutions. This includes a university that will focus on mindfulness, sustainable development, and holistic learning. Others will be dedicated to healthcare, where modern medicine will be used with Bhutanese traditional healing practices. There's going to be a hydroelectric dam which will have a temple inside. Now, the most interesting thing about Gelephu is the integration of mindfulness into the infrastructure. Yes, the place has green spaces or sustainable buildings, but it has to offer more than just that to provide holistic wellness. Public spaces will be designed for meditation, reflection, and community activities. Instead of the usual cityscape dominated by commercial districts, there will be spaces meant for stillness and quiet. Not just that, green corridors will connect different parts of the city that will allow residents to walk through nature as they move about their day. All this design is based on research that shows access to nature improves mental well-being, reduces stress, and enhances overall happiness. The city will also redefine mobility. You see, modern urban developments prioritize cars, but Gelephu is being designed for pedestrians and cyclists first. There are going to be wide walkways and bike lanes, which will make movement within the city easy and enjoyable. Public transportation will be fully electric, which will reduce pollution and noise. The focus is on making transportation part of a mindful lifestyle, where people are encouraged to be present in their surroundings rather than rushing from one place to another in isolated vehicles. Gelephu Mindfulness City will be built in phases and is expected to take 21 years to complete, with private partners investing in critical infrastructure. Authorities expect around 150,000 people to live there in the first 7 to 10 years, and the population could reach over 1 million by the time the city is fully completed. Let's talk about energy use now. We all know that Bhutan already runs almost entirely on renewable energy, and Gelephu will take that further. Hydropower from the dam will supply most of the city's electricity, but solar and wind energy will also be used to power the city. Homes and public buildings will be designed with energy efficiency in mind. They will use natural ventilation and lighting to reduce unnecessary power consumption. Many people don't know that Bhutan depends on organic farming. Gelephu will continue that tradition within the city itself. Fresh food will be grown right inside the city. Urban farms and hydroponic systems will bring produce closer to where people live, so this will cut down the need for long-distance transportation and storage. And there will be paddy fields along the rivers, not just for food, but also to help prevent flooding and keep the land healthy. This way the city is going to sustain itself while using the resources in the right way. And there is something you don't see in most cities. Wildlife is part of the plan. Normally, urban expansion pushes animals out, but Gelephu is making sure that doesn't happen. Elephants migrate through this area, and instead of blocking their paths with highways or fences, the city is designed so they can continue moving freely. Special biodiversity corridors will protect plants and wildlife to make sure the ecosystem stays balanced. Now, how will this city increase the quality of life? Well, one of the biggest problems in cities today is isolation. Millions of people live close together but barely interact. Gelephu is designed to prevent that. Public spaces will encourage gatherings, discussions, and cultural events. The mandala-shaped neighborhoods are meant to make people feel part of a community, not just another resident in a crowded city. Mindfulness here will be built into the city itself instead of just being an individual practice. Of course, this is a risky decision. Not every country would take this kind of risk. But while other cities struggle with pollution, overcrowding, and stress, Bhutan is showing that things can be done differently. They are trying to show what the future of urban life can look like. And this is not just an idea on paper, it's already happening. The airport expansion is underway, and the first steps towards building this unique city have already started. It won't be built overnight, but Bhutan is not in a rush. Just like mindfulness itself, this city is being built with care, patience, and a clear purpose. But this does not mean the project is without any challenges. Building an entire city from scratch comes with serious hurdles. One major challenge is infrastructure. Gelephu is in southern Bhutan, near the border with India, but it lacks large-scale roads, utilities, and transport networks. The international airport is under construction, but railway connectivity to Assam, India is still in discussion. Without proper transport links, attracting businesses and residents will be difficult. Another issue is foreign investment. Bhutan has strict rules to make sure only sustainable, ethical businesses operate in the city. However, many large investors look for low regulations and quick returns, which Bhutan refuses to compromise on. So, to attract funding, the city is adopting legal and financial systems modelled on Singapore and Abu Dhabi, including its own digital currency, TER, and special laws governing finance and trade. Even with these incentives, getting the right investors while protecting Bhutan's values is going to be difficult. But if it's done right, the economic benefits could be massive. Gelephu is expected to create over 100,000 jobs in the first decade. This is crucial for Bhutan, where youth unemployment reached nearly 30% in 2022. This high rate of unemployment and lack of opportunities is leading many young people to leave for better opportunities abroad. By offering a stable, corruption-free and eco-friendly business environment, Gelephu wants to keep Bhutanese talent at home while also bringing in skilled workers from across the region. Bhutan's Gelephu Mindfulness City is not just another urban development. It's a bold experiment in rethinking how cities should function. Instead of endless concrete and high-rises, it prioritizes nature, sustainability and well-being. From mandala-shaped neighborhoods and inhabitable bridges to urban farms and elephant corridors, every part of the city is designed with balance in mind. But beyond its peaceful vision, this project is also a major economic move, aiming to connect South and Southeast Asia while creating thousands of jobs. Of course, challenges remain: developing infrastructure, attracting ethical investment, and maintaining Bhutan's values in a rapidly modernizing world. Whether it succeeds or not, Gelephu is raising an important question. Can cities be built to serve people's happiness rather than just economic growth? What do you think? Could this idea work outside Bhutan, or is it too idealistic? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying groundbreaking architecture and visionary city planning, make sure to subscribe to Design Zip for more videos on the future of urban living. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.